I'm Ty Keltner. I'm from Juneau, Alaska, and I love building Lego stuff.
Awesome. And so we have a wonderful mosaic that was built by you. What exactly are we looking at here?
Well, this is Dr. Wily's castle from the video game Mega Man 2 from 1988, and it's a screenshot of one of the images of the game. It is 60 inches by 80 inches, so it's quite large, and it's also quite heavy.
Very nice. And one of the things I really like about it is I can kind of see that you've integrated some really nice, I believe those are like 8 by 16 black tiles, and I'm sure you can kind of make that out on the video here, but it sort of adds a really nice textured technique. So talk about sort of doing something like that, as far as like a technical standpoint. What's going on?
Yeah, so the original image from the screen that people would look at if they were playing the game, that's just blue and black, and that's about it. But I didn't want to just fill that void with all black bricks. I wanted to add just a little bit of artistic differentiation to it. So I made a tiled pattern across the entire back with minifigure bases and large tiles and some other things. And then the eyes of the skeleton there, the eyes of the skull, those are also 1x1 round plates, and so those are also kind of a 3D effect that I added as well. So it makes it pop a little bit.
Certainly, and I really love the coloration. So was this something that you kind of created by, I don't know, drawing out like with a grid paper? Like, what did the planning process look like?
Yes, everybody asks me similar questions like, oh, you did a great job with the grid. And I said, honestly, I didn't grid it out. All I did was print out a really big picture of the image, and then I made each pixel into one stud. So it's a perfect scale representation of it.
And it's almost, video games are kind of pixelated themselves, so this is like a natural translation, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's, as far as I can tell, 100% accurate. There's even some different mistake pixels that the game makers have done with the image, and I left those in there too. I didn't do any color correction for them. And, you know, like all mosaics, this is really cool, but it looks even better from a distance. And so I just kind of think it's a big piece.
It's a big, beautiful mosaic, and it is such a big mosaic. And you mentioned you're from Alaska, and we always like to kind of hear, how did you get it here? Does it kind of break down in certain ways? Did you strap it to the roof of your car?
Well, being that I'm from Juneau, I have to fly here every year when I come to the LEGO convention. So I'm at kind of the mercy of the airline, and so I have to make sure I can fit everything into my baggage. This mosaic breaks up into squares that are large base plates, so 15 by 15 inch squares. Okay. And it's very, very heavy too. And meeting my weight limit was certainly a challenge, but I did what I could, and luckily I was able to get it here. It is sitting against the wall. It's leaning on the back of a big board I had somebody get for me, thankfully. Okay. And it worked out, so I'm glad it did.
Very interesting. When flying with big mocks, you kind of always have to make some interesting affordances and make a couple little sneaky deals here or there, so very, very cool.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm thankful that I was able to get a hand in getting a piece of plywood to lay it against, and I'm also thankful that it wasn't destroyed too badly by the airline. So
the baggage handlers, the TSA, all of them.
Yeah, certainly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing the mosaic with us. A beautiful build.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing too?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't really consider myself a great builder, and I'm certainly not a great artist by any means, I think. There's a lot of folks here that are far better than I am, but I always try and challenge myself every year. Sure. And I've done a couple mosaics before, but nothing of this size, certainly. And so I wanted to do something really challenging, and especially getting it here was a challenge in itself. But I built this giant mosaic, and I think it's pretty cool that way. And honestly, if I would say that if any builder out there wants to challenge themselves, try building something out of Bionicle, because that is totally different. But just kind of do what I do, and always try and find something new and different that you haven't done before. Whether it's a different theme or something different every time.
So step outside of your comfort zone, right?
Absolutely, and that's how you can grow and develop as a builder, but also as a person, to be honest.
This is true. This is something that everyone should be doing in all of their lives, sort of challenging and evolving continuously.
That's right, definitely.
Well, a wonderful build and a wonderful story. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.